Yes, indeed. It is a Monday, the first show of the year. It's Monday, January 4th, and I love the ring to that as we're getting going again. We move from red to orange in the counties to be able to go back to 25% restaurant capacity, and we have a big show for you today. These are the chef instructors from Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start. We're going to tell you about a cool new relationship that we have brewing up for the first of the year. Blake, Marcus, good to see you guys.
Good to see you again.
Are you ready to get down in this kitchen?
Yeah.
All right, we're locked and loaded. We've got some good stuff for you here today. Chef Chris Starkus from Boss Defrost. He's going to join us. We're going to show you a really innovative way to defrost things in your kitchen and have it be some of the most sustainable, water-saving ways possible. Stick around for that. Also, Outfront Magazine here with us today. And Quincy's here with us. Quincey Roisum. Can't wait to catch up with Quincey because we are reaching out to the LGBTQ community, and it is going to be a great partnership. Big show in store for you today. Chris Fuselier is joining us from Blake Street Tavern. That's going to be next. But right now, hear from Jay Parker talk about Aspen Baking Company.
That's right, Greg. Thank you. I am going to talk about Aspen Baking Company, and specifically, I'm talking today about sourdough, man. I am a sourdough guy, sourdough lover, and if you're like me, you love sourdough bread too. AspenBaking.com, you guys, since 1994, they've been baking the freshest bread in the city. It's delicious, it's local, it's small business. Our buddy Jeff Nations does a great job over there. So if you're a chef that can't cook in your kitchen, you don't have the wherewithal to do bread, reach out to AspenBaking.com. They'll get you all dialed in. They do everything you want. Bear claws, croissants, lobster rolls, pound cakes, coffee cakes, you name it. From sweet to savory, AspenBaking.com is your bread world. Yeah, now the
bread world.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start this out right now as we welcome Chris Fuselier from Blake Street Tavern. But here's the sound bite that went around the world.
I think it's a lot of willful ignorance in the restaurant industry.
Well, that's an interesting thing, and that's your governor, Jared Polis, as you join us on a Monday. Willful ignorance within the restaurant industry, a decimated industry, and I got to give credit to the governor. He showed up last Wednesday, and we had a very spirited conversation. And I don't know whether it moved the needle or not, but here we are, and Chris Fuselier, welcome back to the Modern
Hey,
Leadership.
Greg and Jay, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. I don't know if I'm overly optimistic. We've got a couple of smiles on our face. Mm-hmm. For you, I have to say, Blake Street Tavern, you rely on indoor dining, but it's an interesting thing. You don't just flip the switch to get it back.
Oh, no. That was just shocking to receive a Facebook announcement at 9:30 at night saying, you can reopen indoor dining, and it's like, whoa. We were planning on temporary closing today because our tent it wasn't reasonable to serve people in 30-degree weather in our tent. So we were planning on taking 2 or 3 weeks off anyways when indoor dining would come back. And then all of a sudden, we all had to scrap our vacation plans, say, we're back to work on Monday. So it was quite a surprise. And, but it was bittersweet, Greg, because earlier that morning, the governor had issued his new vaccine distribution plan, and restaurant workers were left in phase 2, whereas grocery workers were moved to phase 1B. Phase 1B. And I'm thinking to myself, how are grocery workers prioritized over us?
We call that ass backwards.
Yeah. And in fact, I think we're almost more vulnerable because we're actually serving people that are sitting at a table without masks on.
Well, and the restrictions would tell you that we're mandated. That's the thought process is the restaurants, right, are more vulnerable to what's happening in the climate. And grocery workers are, because they're open, are less. So the thought process of going backwards with that was an interesting thing.
It's very inconsistent. I think it's discriminatory, arbitrary. California, they spell it out. I mean, it says that restaurant workers, grocery workers, teachers, and first responders are, going to get the vaccine at the same time. The CDC guidelines say that the elderly and medical workers, they need to be vaccinated first, and then restaurant workers, grocery workers, teachers are next. So it's inconsistent with the CDC. It's inconsistent with California. I'll have to check out other states. But the other thing, too, is that if you really want to help our industry, you want to get our people vaccinated as soon as possible because people that are not comfortable going into a restaurant, they're going to feel more comfortable knowing that their server or bartender has been vaccinated.
God bless the servers and bartenders. I mean, what other occupation do you ask for them to serve other folks that don't have a mask on. I mean, there's a couple I can think of. Dentist's office, I look at that. But, I mean, the workers within the service industry are amazingly resilient. They've been pulled back and forth. They've been furloughed. They've been brought back to work, put on the bench, taken off the bench. We need to protect them as soon as possible.
As soon as that possible. I mean, besides the health reasons, economically, I mean, they have just been resilient. Fortunately for us today, we're going to be able to bring back 35 furloughed employees.
I wanted to ask you
and
that.
that's a positive.
Process? Okay.
That is a positive. But let's not forget, no restaurant can survive on 25% capacity, whether you're small, medium, or large. So it's a bridge, it's a lifeline, but we have got to get to at least 50%. We need to get back to normal. And I understand it's going to take some time, but even at 50%, Greg, if you recall, 20% of us closed.
Absolutely. And it's really not something to where let's just go through it. What does it take to actually turn the switch back on as far as food ordering, liquor ordering, people getting back on payroll?
Well,
what
this was a real whammy. So, like, we do our scheduling on Wednesdays. We didn't get this announcement until Wednesday night. We had told people that, hey, we're closing on Monday, and be prepared. We told all of our staff, we said, take the next 10 days. We don't think we can get indoor dining back until January 15th. I mean, all the cases are going down, numbers are going down, hospitalizations, all of that. All of a sudden, we're scrambling the next morning going, oh, my God, we got to tell all these people that to go on vacation to come back to work. You got to do that. Like you said, liquor deliveries. We do our liquor ordering on Tuesdays. We already did our food ordering on Wednesday for the weekend. So we're scrambling. And then you find out the next day that even the local public health departments, they weren't even notified. I mean, Denver Department of Public Health, they knew at the same time we found out. So it's just not that easy to flip on the switch. So we spent the whole weekend. We've got 18,000 square feet. We had a lot of dusting to do. So we worked on dusting our place, restocking everything, cleaning everything, getting organized. I mean, Greg, it's been 45 days since we've been indoor dining. So on one sense, it is like riding a bike. But in another sense, though, it's like, geez, you got to remember to do this, and you always forget something. So we're ready to rock and roll at 4 o'clock. But
today,
4 o'clock today, we're ready to move. I mean, hey, we're a sports bar. You know, we got to get people to watch those games on our 65 TVs, and you can really spread out safely. Blake Street, I mean, 25% capacity. We normally have a capacity of 900, so it's we can get 200 in there, but it's. I wish we had more time. I wish we had more of a heads up.
Our poll for today, and thank you for answering it, are you ready to dine indoors? It's a simple question. I would have to think as you're answering that, do you feel safe? Do you want to get back indoors? Are we ready to do that? Renownedly, 87% of folks right now are ready to get back indoors. 13%, no, they're not. And you know what the beauty of that is? Don't go back into dine. You don't need to go indoors. And there's a lot of alternative outdoor dining still there as well. But safety. Should folks feel safe to come back into your
restaurant? I think so. And back to the tent thing. Yeah. I mean, 4 weeks ago, the Denver Department of Public Health sent an investigator out. Said they received an anonymous complaint saying that we were not. The investigator came out and said, yeah, you are. You've got 2 entrances here, and you got 2 side panels open on the other side. Great. 2 weeks later, another investigator come by and says, no, you're not in compliance. You have to have 2 completely open walls, side to side, top to bottom. I said, where does it say that? Because the guideline said that with 2 non-adjacent walls, they must be open enough to provide enough ventilation. Well, I went back to the DDPHE and said, hey, what are we doing here? I mean, that is too vague. They come back 4 days later and says, with the new definition saying must be completely wide open, top to bottom, side to side. Well, there you go. You lose the beauty of heating coming in. It's worthless. We have a 40 by 90 tent. So we did it for a couple weeks, and then we decided we can't do this anymore. Our diners are not going to sit in 30-degree weather in a tent. So think about the dozens and dozens of tents in Denver. They're all in non-compliance. Most of them are. I mean, we'll see what happens there. So we took down our tent today. So it's really a handoff. But it's too bad because we had a great setup. And the state, now we're back to indoor dining. Outdoor dining doesn't work, and we won't bring our tent back until mid to late March.
Now, inside of Blake Street Tavern, it's palatial. I mean, you have a lot of room to roam, and at 25%, it almost looks empty at 25%. But I have to believe that as the playoffs start to get going and basketball going in, people are going to really want to get back indoors.
I think this weekend.
How do you manage that? The influx of people wanting
Well, we
to
got to
come in?
get our people back. So we're bringing back 35 people, but they all can't be here this week. Maybe they could be here. But this weekend, we're scrambling. I mean, we've got NFL playoffs, 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, the national championship game on next Monday. So we are, hey, you know what? We may be putting an ad out there saying, please come work for us. But how do you train people in 3 days? It doesn't work. So we'll make it through. And I think people will be understanding that we might be a little short-staffed, but we're ready for it, Greg, man. We've been in business going on 18 years.
Yeah, a lot of shoestringing going on right now, and rightfully so. I mean, the goalposts are moving. I mean, we hear that terminology, constantly moving. We don't know what's next. One of the worst things that can happen is to go backwards again.
Oh, I'm very concerned about it. I monitor the numbers every day, and I think there's a slight surge after Christmas. But what I'm really worried about is New Year's Eve. You know, that was just last Thursday. Well, I heard there's a lot of parties, a lot of private parties, large parties underground. So this was a mistake. They should have left us open to regulate things on New Year's Eve, and they didn't. So if there may be a surge from New Year's Eve, I'm also worried about schools. They're reopening. A lot of them are reopening tomorrow. A lot of them next week.
What would it mean to pull the plug on you again?
Oh, it would be the worst tease ever. And here's the deal. Landlords are not as forgiving now. Maybe they were forgiving last summer. They're not forgiving now. So a lot of leases are being renegotiated, including mine. And, you know, if we get another surge and we go back to level red again, you know, I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, you know, we're hopeful that the federal government will step in this time and, you know, and really get some relief, because the PPP money is going to be very helpful, but it's not enough. We need direct relief. We need direct grants. Because, we you know, back to the governor, he did a couple things for us, you know, with the sales tax, keep that, a couple nice things, but that was such a Band-Aid. It's not not really helpful in the long run.
Good news is I believe the governor is really trying at this point in time. And listen, he's a business guy, and the attrition for businesses and restaurants, that's the heartbeat.
I think that I agree with you. I think he is pivoting. I think that he's trying not to be like a Governor Newsom or Cuomo that has completely obliterated the restaurant industries in those states. Think about all the sales tax that restaurants bring.
Oh, my goodness. So
with the state budgets and local municipalities, you know, my wife is an urban planner for the city of Aurora. They don't get property taxes because it's Arapahoe County. They rely on sales tax money. Thank God they got In-N-Out Burger now, but they need a lot more than In-N-Out. They need that. They need restaurants to be open to provide that revenue to pay for the police, pay for firefighters, to pay so they don't have furloughs. So I think the governor is learning that, hey, to create budgets, you got to have money, and we're the greatest sources to bring in more money.
Chris Fuselier, Blake Street Tavern, one more for you. 5-star program. It's seemingly the gateway back to reopening right now. I don't know, but it looks like the pants were pulled down on the 5-star program.
That's a tough one.
Just give me a first. I know you could go on forever, but
I could go on forever, but the short end of it is that Denver's behind the 8 ball. It's been very frustrating to see Summit County, Larimer County, Dougco, Arapahoe. I'm sure that Jefferson and Broomfield are going to be approved today or tomorrow. We're behind the 8 ball in Denver. The problem with Denver is there's so many more hurdles because you have 2,500 restaurants that could potentially apply for 5-star. So, and the Denver Department of Public Health does not have the manpower to do the certification. They have to hire a third-party company to do that. Then you need volunteers to help them. So here's the issue, Greg, is that 2,500 restaurants, you can't certify them in a couple days. It's probably going to take 2 to 4 weeks. Time is money. So for Blake Street Tavern, I'm praying we're at the top of the list. Well, what if I get down on the bottom of the list? What if it's going to take until February 1st when someone can come by and certify my business? So it's a real problem. It's a hurdle. We have to get to 50%, which is what 5-star offers you, is to get to, we're going to be at 25% now. You got to get to 50 for a fighting chance. I really hope that DDPHE in Denver reconsiders things. We asked them to self-certify. They don't want to do it. They don't trust us. It's bad, but time is money. And there's going to be several restaurants that may not get certified till the end of the month or the beginning of next month. And that's really hurtful. And that's unfair. And people have to start trusting restaurants rather than making us the scapegoat. So, I'm nervous about 5-star for Denver. We'll see how it goes. This is where I wish I had a location in Summit County or Larimer County or Douglas County or Arapahoe County. So it's a real problem for Denver restaurants.
Chris Fuselier, final words. Let's just wrap this up.
Well, we have to put 2020 in the rearview mirror. That was a year that sucked like no other. When I switched from being an attorney to being a restaurant owner, I thought this is the safest business you can go into. Had no qualms about it at all. Now we learn that things can happen. So 2021, I'm very excited about reorganizing, excited about doing new things.
You think you'll be a smarter, stronger operator
Absolutely.
at this point in time?
There is no doubt about it.
What's the number one thing that
more
stood
than
out
anything, I think I'm a better person. I think that I'm more empathetic. I'm thinking about workers. I'm thinking about how hurtful it was to furlough people. I miss all my customers. I welcome them back. But I think I'm going to be a better person, which will make me a better owner, to be more understanding, to think about what's really important about life. And I think the future looks bright. And I just, we got to get the governor to change his mind about vaccinations. He's got to reconsider us. And the sooner we get vaccinated, then we're going to feel great.
There's a spider that's about to land on your head.
I got to worry about spider. But whoa, jeez,
I wasn't kidding.
Yeah. What?
Is that an omen or something?
Well, that looks like a friendly one. That's not a black widow.
That's not a black widow.
I'm really. I think I got to be more. You know what? Spider bites. Hey, I'll take that over COVID.
Jay's going to go grab that spider and release
Jay.
it. Nice. Thanks, Jay.
But I'm really excited. And then you know what? I think it's terrific that you and Jay have this podcast to discuss the plight of restaurants. And you know what? It's not a magic pill. It's not just a light switch. It's going to take us a long time to recover. And you know what? Just appreciate you discussing the plight of restaurants. And anything that I can do to help anybody else, it's just we got to get the word out.
Yeah, it's our family. We're all family, and in Colorado and Front Range in particular.
I never met you pre-COVID,
yeah.
And I love coming on the show.
I appreciate that.
And I tell you what, I'm going to do everything I can to grow your subscriber base.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
One last thing is people's habits are being reformed and reshaped right now with the climate of COVID. Getting downtown is a proposition itself. You're not doing lunch because of that. How are we going to be reforming people's habits to get back to the places that they know and love, Chris?
That's really a trouble for downtown Denver restaurants like myself. Literally 10% of the workforce is back downtown. We got to get the workers back. The tenant next to me, they normally have 200 to 300 workers in there every day. They're down to 20 to 30. So we got to get them back. I mean, downtown is tough. We've been dealing with protesters and rioters, and there's no arts, there's no culture, there's no sports. It's tough. I mean, lunchtime is really a go. So that's we embrace the day when we can go back to having lunch. Right now we're open at 4:00. We would lose money if we stayed open for lunch, weekday lunches. So people have to have the confidence back. We just got to work on getting everybody vaccinated and everybody comfortable. Like you said, you got the 13% of people are like, I'm not going back no matter what. We got to get everyone comfortable. And then hopefully by the summer, late summer, everyone's vaccinated and they do feel comfortable coming back so we can have a phenomenal fall and start to catch up. Because a lot of us have haven't even paid ourselves this past year. A lot of us have loaned money to our businesses. We can't sustain that for 2 years. We got to get this going now. So I'm just going to keep fighting every day and be the squeaky wheel. And, I know people probably think I'm just the whiniest guy out there, and I am. I have to be. I had to fight for Blake
Struggle's
Street.
real, man.
I got to fight for Denver restaurants, Colorado restaurants, hell, nationally. And thank God here in Colorado, our cases are going down so that, I think we can convince people to change their minds about restrictions. It's too bad what's going on in the rest of the country, but we got to fight for what's going on here in Colorado.
I say safer at restaurants rather than relegating people to darkness of basements and places that are underground.
Yeah,
Let's get them back into regulated
exactly.
areas.
And you know what? If you're not comfortable going to a restaurant, then do takeout and delivery. If you're still not comfortable, purchase a gift card. Every restaurant sells them. So there's all kinds of ways to support us, and we really need your help.
Well, I'm ready for the playoffs. I'll be in the support.
Hey, man,
Listen,
who's your team, Greg?
Who's my team? It's the Broncos.
All right, well.
But who's my team going into the playoffs? I'll go with Green Bay. I like
Hey,
Green
you
Bay.
know what? You can never go wrong with Aaron Rodgers and the Pack.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go Denver, go Colorado, go Chris Fuselier. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
There it is, Chris Fuselier, Blake Street Tavern. Okay, we have an exciting partnership that we want to share with you. We're coming up into the kitchen next. You're really going to enjoy this. Emily Griffith, Culinary Quick Start. How do we get people back in the kitchen to work? I've been telling you time and time again, restaurant operators, restaurant and bar owners, they're lean and mean. They know how to rebuild their business and what it's going to be precise, who they add and when they add them back to their team. You can't be on the bench and be rusty. You got to get ready, and you got to be ready to go for when that phone rings. And when that phone rings, you got to hit the ground running, and that's exactly what we're going to do for you going into 2021. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be fun, it's going to be educational, and most importantly, it's going to be community, and we want you with us. We'll take a break, we'll come right back. You'll hear from some great local sponsors, but when we return from Studio Kitchen, Colorado, we're going to be in the kitchen, and it's going to be a good one. Marcus is standing by. Chef will be over there in a minute. The Modern Eater Show continues.
Hey. What's going on, everybody? This is Brother Luck from Lucky Dumpling, 4 by Brother Luck in Colorado Springs, and I am rocking with the Modern Eater. You're watching them, you're tasting them, you're knowing everything there is to know about Colorado.
Hi, Charlie from Brews Beers here. Our new Belgian Abbey 4-pack is a mixed package of the 4 core beers made in Abbey and Trappist breweries in Belgium. So we have a single, a double, a triple, and a quadruple in one package. Now, quadruples are the emperors of Belgian monastery ales. They're dark in color, with a dense tan head, and alcohol ranging from 8 to 12%, so they're pretty strong. Quadruples are very rich and complex with big maltiness, spice, and flavors of raisins, cherries, and plums. Alcohol is apparent in the mouthfeel, but not overwhelming, even at 10.5% ABV. So the finish is long, complex, and dry, and they're great beers anytime, by themselves or with hearty foods. Pick up your Abbey 4-pack at either Brews location, 67th and Pecos, or at Colfax in York, and at fine liquor stores throughout the Denver metro area. Take home some Belgian-style badassery today.
You're watching The Modern Eater, and now back to the show.
All right, back to Studio Kitchen, Colorado. We're going to jump into the kitchen here, and I really look forward to this as we get going into the new year. It's a Monday. It's the 4th of January. And I have to tell you about Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions. Who's Jeff Rourke? He's a family man. He's an owner-operator. He's an entrepreneur, but better yet, he makes sure you're tasting delicious craft beer the way the brewer intended it to taste. He puts in faucets into your restaurants and bars. It seems like it's not a big deal, but it is when it is. And if you are pouring inefficient beer, Jay, what are you doing?
You're pouring your money down the drain.
That foam is tacky. Foam is money. You can get a hold of Jeff Rourke, and he will make the adjustments to your glycol system. He'll even add a line. You need wine, water, nitro, coffee. He's got you covered. The bottom line is you need to give him a call in order for this to happen. So whether it's an install or whether it's maintenance, Jeff Rourke's got you covered. 720-272-3809. One more time. 720-272-3809. Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions. Let me introduce you to this gentleman. His name's Dave Box from Box and Associates Marketing. How are you?
How are you?
Put that microphone right up to you.
How are you?
It's a new year.
That better? Yeah, it's a new year.
What did Patti LaBelle say?
We made it through.
It's a
Man.
new attitude. That's what we have right here. All right, let's set this up. Emily Griffith, Culinary Quick Start. We've got guys in the kitchen here, and Rebecca's joined us. This is going to be perfect. Okay. These gentlemen, make the introductions here for us, if you would.
Well, we started off with Chef Blake. Chef Blake is chef extraordinaire from Emily Griffith. Been working with us for 4 years now, I think, Blake. Yeah.
Put that mic right up to you. There you go.
About 3.5 years.
We've had the pleasure of putting 500 people to work in the industry.
Oh, my goodness.
And so we want to put another 500 to work in the industry this year.
And guess what?
And here you are.
We're teaming up.
Yeah, thank you, Greg.
This is going to be good
amazing.
times.
And Jay, I can't thank you enough also. This is going to be amazing.
So what does that mean, this partnership between the Modern Eater and Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start? We are going to be housing the courses here at Studio Kitchen Monday through Thursday, and it'll be streaming online. But this isn't just going to be coming out and on an island and just simple. We're going to have you guys come in. We have a lot of industry people watching. Chef instructors are going to come help out. If you have skills, you want to come and join us with that. Collaboration, community, and sharpening skills is what it's all about. So if you're new to the industry and this is of interest to you, or if you've been on the bench for a while and you just want to get back in and get a feel and have the community, it's an easy thing. There's more information, themoderneater.com. What you'll see on the top navigation bar is you'll see Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start. That's all the information that you'll need to be able to sign up. The registration for more information, it'll go to us. I'll contact you. We'll try and figure out if this is something that's good for you. But I think it's good for a lot of people. Talk about the people that would get into this program.
We got to get people to forget about 2020 and get into 2021 with a new spirit. A new emphasis on work doesn't have to be work. Work has got to be a passion. It has to be a passion for you. And these people are going to show you how to do that. And it's not going to cost you anything. That's right, nothing. It's going to cost you nothing but time.
Wait, what? Free 99? Is that what you said?
Nothing, Greg. Nothing. Zero.
Free 99.
Time.
I love
15
that.
nights.
All right, so we're in the kitchen right now. Marcus, what do you want to put together?
Let's see. I think we're going to show you guys how to just break down a snapper here, if you guys want to do that.
Breaking down a snapper. Let's do it. Where do you want to begin?
Let's start with just how we should be selecting our fish when we're buying it at the store. We have a snapper here. Not all fish sold as snapper is snapper. What you're really looking for is a red eye. While we're on the topic of the eyes here, what we're looking for quality is they should be very clear. They shouldn't be sunken in or cloudy looking. You also want to take a look at the gills, which we had removed. When we're looking at the gills, we want to have a nice, fresh red. It should look bloody. It shouldn't look dull and gray. So you want it to be very vibrant and bright. Additionally, we're also looking for, or not looking for, but we're being, I guess, careful that it's treated nicely. You want to kind of feel it and make sure that there's no like bruises or dents in the flesh itself. It should be stored on ice, if at all possible. And you also want to make sure that it doesn't smell. It should smell like the ocean. It shouldn't smell like a very off fishy aroma. So it should just smell just very clean. Okay. This
now,
is
your partners with Seattle Fish Company really help ensure that. A great local vendor for fish and Seattle Fish Company.
Yeah, I use
supporter. Seattle
a lot, and they always make sure that we get the best that they have in stock.
Let's break this baby down, Marcus.
Let's do this.
This is going to be good.
So I like to just glove up. Whenever we're handling protein, it's just a good idea to wear gloves, just because you have a lot of enzymes and oils on your hands that are going to degrade the quality of the fish. So if you can, use gloves. And then we're just going to transfer this over here. We want to keep this tray here just so we can keep all of our parts together. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the head. This is a pectoral fin right here. We're going to slip our knife from behind the pectoral fin here, and then we're going to come up to the top of the head. And we're going to repeat this on each side. So I'm going to slip my knife right under here, and then we're going to cut straight down towards the top of the head. And then we're going to make the same cut from here to the top of the head. Okay. And then from here, what I like to do is just snap the neck here.
Nice sharp knives always help, right?
Yep. And then we're going to just remove the head. Save the head for stocks or like a fume. You can split it down the middle here. You can even split it down the middle, kind of butterfly it, and then grill it if you'd like. But we are going to be kind of after these fillets here. So what we want to do is make sure that they've scaled it. There's usually always a couple towards the top here. And just run the back of your knife along that. So we want to make an incision from here, the top to the head, all the way back here to the tail. This fin here, the dorsal fin, is going to kind of tell you where that vertebra is, the backbone. So we're going to run our knife on the top side and on the bottom side of the backbone, and then we're going to just take the fillets off. We're going to make another cut here from the belly, from the anal fin back here to the tail, and then we're just going to slide this fillet off. All right, so flat on the board here. I like to put a little bit of pressure on top of the fish just to keep the flesh nice and firm. But what we're going to do is just run our knife all the way down inside the fish. Okay. And then we're going to stay tight to that spine there because we want to yield as much of the flesh as we can. Okay?
Minimal waste.
Minimal waste.
More food for your table.
Exactly. So I'm going to make a cut on this side here. And I try and wipe my blade off. Keep it nice and clean.
I find fish to be one of the more difficult proteins to break down. Would you agree with that, or?
It kind of depends on what fish it is. There are definitely some fish that are much harder to break down than others, but with a lot of practice.
You make it look so easy, Marcus. Again, this is Marcus from Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start. He's one of the chef instructors, along with Blake. And more information, themoderneater.com. It's front and center, Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start tab. It'll have information on if you would like to know how you can get into the next course. But the 11th, it's coming soon, next Monday, Dave.
Next Monday, and you can still sign up right now.
And I encourage you to do it.
Call Greg.
It's a gimme.
Get it.
It's a gimme.
Yeah.
And also, the safe or serve safe. Yeah, serve safe. Words of my life. Talk a little bit about what that means.
Well, Blake and Marcus go through that also during the course. It's part of the curriculum. It is an intense curriculum. Obviously, safety is top of mind right now and needs to be part of it. But you'll come out in 15 classes with, taking an online ServSafe certification test, and you'll be good to go at any restaurant in Colorado and any restaurant pretty much almost throughout the U.S. You'll come out with a certification that tells you from Emily Griffith that you are qualified to be a line or a prep cook, and you can use that to go to work for you at our career hiring fair, which again will get you on the track to working at something that you love and get paid for is the best, and that's what we all need to shoot for. We're here to help you. That's our passion. That's what we're about.
the end of the day, it's all about jobs. And as we build this community of folks and we get people sharpened up or just that have been interested in culinary itself, we've already got interest with folks like Chef Troy Gard, who has a lot of great Colorado restaurants.
Great, yep.
Troy will be joining us for the career fair, and Chef will be looking at candidates like you. And so that's a great way to get your foot in the door in some of the great restaurants here. And as we have that build, we also have a link on the website. If you're an employer and you're looking for kitchen help, please join us in that career fair because we would love to have you involved as well.
And believe it or not, that costs you nothing also as an employer. So as this demand heats up, as you just heard from Blake Street Tavern, it's going to continue to build, and the restaurants are going to be stronger and stronger, and we need good people to keep up with that demand that we know is there and know is coming shortly. You have to take advantage of this opportunity. If you have a passion for cooking, whether you're experienced or not, we can make it happen for you. And you are going to love it and enjoy what these chefs have to offer.
A fun, exciting time as the Modern Eater. We open up our kitchen Monday through Thursday to have and again, these are private, so you will be in a private call with these chef instructors. It is interactive. There are Q&As. You will have a lot of demonstration type of stuff. But as we build this community and the networking, I think it's going to be well worth your time on an evening basis. And we'll talk more with Blake on how that looks. But back to the kitchen with Marcus. Where are we at with that, Marcus? I see you got a couple scales in your hair.
Right?
Things are working out.
So yeah, we've just removed the fillets here. These are ready to portion and then cook up. What I would also recommend doing is if we're going to saute these is just once we've portioned it, we can also score the skin a little bit. Just very lightly, we can run our knife along the skin here. And just make some very, very light incisions. And what I like to do as well is I like to kind of take my knife and get all that moisture from underneath the skin as well. So this is ready to cook off. All we need to do is season and fry it up.
Absolutely. You guys, industry show, The Modern Eater, there's a lot of talented people out there. If you have a skill or you would like to get involved in the curriculum with Chef Blake, and we offer and welcome you to reach out to us because we're going to want to bring people together in this kitchen. Chef Blake, bring that microphone right up to you. Introduce this young lady right here. Rebecca joins us right now, and Rebecca is a student in the kitchen.
Yeah, Jessica was one of our students from last
I'm sorry, Jessica. I get it close. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, did a fantastic job. Submitted tons of photos of food that was cooked at home that was along the guidelines of kind of like the lessons that we taught during the week. Just all around great student, very attentive, and we offered to have you come along, cook along with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's your interest in culinary?
I think culinary is really cool because you get to learn about how cooking works and about the science of cooking. And anytime you cook, whether it's just some small thing that takes 10 minutes or something that takes about 2 or 3 hours, you're going to learn a lot in the process. So I really like to learn, and cooking is where it's at in that regard.
Are you looking to get into a kitchen and make a career of it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, cool. Where's your interest? What type of kitchen? A local restaurant?
Local
a hotel?
restaurants do seem pretty slick. Just anything really where I can put my skills to work and show that I'm a really good team player and good chef. So,
ready for the kitchen? I mean,
I think so. Absolutely.
You're the instructor. That's what it's all about, building the community. Yeah, no doubt.
See, confidence will take you a very long way.
Boom, knife drop. That's very cool. And we're going to continue here into the kitchen. In the next segment, Blake, talk about what we're going to look at here.
So I think what we're doing right now is we're setting up for a couple of different stir-fry dishes that we're going to do for you guys today. We have another one of our students from last month, Aaron, who's with us today.
What's happening, Aaron?
Aaron, Jessica, and I are going to go over here, and we're going to break down these chickens, and we're going to utilize every single part of these chickens just the same as you would inside of a restaurant, because we try to teach total utilization, almost try to have as little waste as possible, which is a great way to run any business, I think.
How was your time with the course?
It was great. I learned a lot. I learned that I have a lot to learn. I've been cooking at home for a long time, but Chef Marcus and Chef Blake, they taught a lot, and were very open to questions and interactive, and it was a good time. I learned a lot. I'm very thankful for this program.
Do you have a job now?
Not currently. I was considering going into the 3-month baking program in the spring when things kind of settle down, hopefully. And but that's still up in the air. So I'm looking for my path. So.
Are you open to get into a kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked in manufacturing for 20 plus years, so this is a new step for me. My last restaurant job was flipping burgers at McDonald's a long time ago.
Yeah.
So this is a great program, and I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Well, welcome to the community.
Thank you.
That's what it's all about.
Thank you.
It's networking, community, sharpening your skills, getting better, and learning as much as you possibly can. Look forward to that. Cool. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk more about this. But again, Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start. I'm telling you, people, the pool, you've jumped out of the pool. It's been empty. You've been sitting on the sideline. Now it's time to get back in the pool. I'm not saying that you need to learn how to swim. I'm just saying that it might be your best interest to try and figure out how to get those skills so that you can be the best that you can be. We're going to offer that for you. So we'll break away from Studio Kitchen, Colorado. We'll come back. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Chris Starkus is here with us as well. Boss Defrost, what is that? We're going to show you here and demonstrate it in the kitchen. Also, a great new partnerships. Where's your microphone? Let me have this. Dave, partnerships mean a lot, right?
Partnerships are everything. People that join our cause are joining the cause of putting people into a career, not just a job. They're dedicated to bringing out the best in people. And again, as I said earlier, it's not about work. It's about practicing a passion 8 to 12 hours a day and loving what you do every single day. But then you get to see the smiles behind these masks. If you could see them, they are like this. The smiles are amazing, and that's our job. Put smiles, not tears, right?
Yeah.
Put smiles on faces.
He's so passionate about this. I love it. And getting people to work and bringing them into this community. You know, it's no longer a white, male-dominated industry where you got the huge top hat and the buttoned-up coat. There's a lot of different walks of life in the kitchen right now. I love to see it. People of color, people of different ethnicities, people of just all walks of life. But one of the partnerships that we have that we're going to focus here today is with Outfront Magazine. Could you please talk about that?
Yeah, the Outfront Magazine folks I approached, and I know that they are about community, and this is about community. And this is about taking the community to another level, letting the community feel how good they can be, putting them in a position to feel really good about everyday life, not just after work, but feel good about work while you're there. And we can help you do that.
I think we learn a lot from that community as well.
Absolutely.
Talk about tight-knit and talk about people that are together. I can't wait to catch up with Quincey from Outfront Magazine who's going to come in. We're going to talk culinary too. But beyond that, you've got great partnerships with the Hispanic community, the black community, and
the Asian community also is coming aboard. So we're kind of wrapping our arms around the entire community, one community at a time, getting them involved, showing them the opportunity to make this a great year, the opportunity to make what you can of yourself and do something you love. You should sign up. We got a new class starting on Monday. You can be with these folks and start learning right away.
The students that are here. Jessica, I'll never forget your name again. I promise you. What's your name? No. I joke. Okay, we'll come back. Studio Kitchen, Colorado. We've got a lot more ground to cover. Stick around. We thank you for joining us on this first show of the new year. I don't know about you, but I'm very optimistic about moving forward and getting people back to work. If you have a passion for culinary, go to themoderneater.com. Click on the Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start, and we'll get you going. The sign up next week, as early as next week. You can join us online for this course. It's a gimme. It's free to you, and it's really going to be worth your while. Join us, would you? Be back in a flash. The Modern Eater Show continues.
Hey guys, Alex Armitage over at Sam's number 3 Glendale. You want a Bloody Mary? You want a cheeseburger? You want a breakfast burrito? Greek salad? Bacon gyro meat? Chicken souvlaki? Barbecue ranch salad? We got you covered. Come down and see us. One more time. Try it again. Hey guys, Alex Armitage over here at Sam's number 3 Glendale. Now get your ass to themoderneater.com. Thank you so much.
We started Meridium Spirits because we love the way that spirits and cocktails can bring people together to socialize, to bond, to have conversations. Well, right now we've got some big conversations to have. Coop Vodka and Coop Gin are available at liquor stores across the metro area, but if you can't find us or would like to have us behind your bar or at your restaurant, send us an email, info@meridiumspirits.com. We know things are a little different these days, but think of us the next time you're planning a virtual happy hour or a socially distant picnic. And keep an eye on our social media, Coop by Meridium, for all the latest and greatest.
Hey guys, it's Caroline Glover. I'm the chef owner of Annette out at Stanley Marketplace. Citrus is about to be in its prime. I just want to thank everybody for showing so much support to small local restaurants in this really hard time. And you're watching the Modern Eater Show. I'm fine with that.
Hi, I'm Amber with Strohauer Farms, and I'm just here to remind you that the best potatoes are grown here in Colorado. Goodness elevated. Thanks for watching the Modern Eater Show.
Hey, Zach Ryder here, Colorado Mills Sunflower Products out of Lamar, Colorado. Your only local source, grown from a local crop to produce a local oil for local chefs. You can find it at Shamrock Foods, What Chefs Want, Seattle Fish Company. Let me try it one more time, then we'll see. Hey, restaurants, we're glad you're reopening. From Colorado Mills Sunflower Oil, we'll see you soon.
First, we partner with the best farmers in the world, and then we tell them, we will take it all. Process whole spices daily, blend custom spices to order, keep it fresh, safe, and flavorful, all so that you can get back to doing what you do best. So whether you're a restaurant, a food manufacturer, or an at-home cook, be sure to visit The Spice Guy at www.thespiceguyco.com.
Hey Modern Eater fans, I'm Don Trobo with the Annex by Ardent Mills, and I just wanted to give you a heads up about some of the great things we've got going on locally in the state. We're headquartered right here, and we're working with farmers in the San Luis Valley to bring you amazing Colorado quinoa. It's just like the South American stuff, but grown locally. We've got transitional wheat flour that's grown by farmers in Colorado and surrounding states who are in the process of turning their fields into organic. So we're taking that transitional wheat and turning it into flour, and now it's available for you to cook and bake with. And last but not least, we're now cleaning grain berries in Denver. So things like spelt or wheat berries or pearl barley, those are things that we're now doing right here locally and are available to you. Can't wait to share it with you.
Hi, I'm Jeff Nations from Aspen Baking Company. It's really important right now to support local. That's why I support the Modern Eater. Now, back to the show.
Okay, welcome back to Studio Kitchen Colorado. It's a complete pleasure to introduce this partnership with Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start as we're trying to get folks back to work and sharpen their skills and even bring new folks into the industry. So we thank you so much for being here with us today. Just to give you a little recap of what we're doing, chef instructors will join us here at Studio Kitchen Colorado in the evenings, Monday through Thursday. And it's going to be a cool time because it's 3 weeks, just 3 weeks of your life to be ready to go. You'll have the Serve Safe certificate as well, but 15 classes, virtual hiring fair, employers jump on board. you need great qualified people in your kitchen. We would like to give them to you. Let's work together. If you have any desire at all, please go to themoderneater.com. Click on the Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start tab. And at the bottom there it says Employers, which is you. If you would like to have more information on the career fair, which we'd love for you to join us. It's a Zoom call. You will talk to other students. They will be there, and they want jobs. They want to get to work, and we want to provide them for you. So please, employers, jump in. Chef Troy Gard, he's jumped into the pool. He would love to have qualified individuals into his great kitchens, but it's going to go from casinos, it's going to go to hotels, it's going to go to local mom and pop restaurants, it's going to go to chains. We are going to give some of the best educationally based, informative community programming through these courses, and it'll be Monday through Thursday. Students like this excited to be here. But here we are in the kitchen, the Studio Kitchen, Colorado. So it'll look a little bit like this as you join us. I need to welcome back to the show. And this is the man that makes it all happen. We actually, side note, we live in the same building together.
Crazy, right?
He hasn't even given me any leftovers of anything.
Not many leftovers.
Chef Blake Stine, good to see you, my friend. Here we are in the kitchen. This is your new home right here.
It's fantastic.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yep, starting the new year. We're going to break down some chickens. I'm going to just say, take it away, Chef.
Cool. All right, guys. So just kind of how we taught you guys in class, same way. This is the way that I break down chickens, but I like to start breast facing downwards, right? You see me over there, Aaron? And we're going to start right where the shoulder would be. Make a little incision. When you open it up there, you can see that little ball joint, remember? And that's going to be our guide for where we want to slice through it. And it should come right off, just like that.
Yeah, that's a sharp knife from Element Knife Company. You be careful there.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work. And then get that little connector. And then we're going to flip it over. How you doing over there, Aaron? Doing good. I'm going to make another incision. And then open it up. And then you can see right where that little shoulder is, right? Oh, you already got it off. Very nice. Jessica's flying over here. Cool. We'll flip that guy over. And then what I want to do is we're going to separate these little drumettes and these flats and these wingtips too, because we're going to use these all for different things. How you doing over there? So make a little slice right there, and then we're going to break it. There you go. And you can see basically what we're doing is we're just getting in between those joints right there. And if we get our knife right in between them, it should slice really clean. Yeah, just go right through it. Then you get your little drumette. Perfect. And then we're going to keep these all nice and clean and organized inside of our pan over here. And then do the same to the other one. Break it. Use your knife, slide right through there. Since we're getting ready for these playoffs, man, got to have wings, right?
I love chicken wings.
Dude.
Oh, my goodness. And I don't need playoffs or anything. It's like my playoffs are every night.
So we're going to take these little wing tips and we're going to clip these guys off too, because I want to roast these and I'm going to stick them in our stock later. So do the same as we did before.
So right at kind of that little elbow, right?
Just slice right through there. And then you should find that little flat. I don't know. These are my favorite. I like these way better than drums.
I do too.
I don't know. I like just breaking that sucker open. Yeah. You get all that meat out of there. Delicious.
And if the connective tissues are cooked down perfectly, you should be able to just take that and whoop.
Perfect, right?
Yeah.
It's good eating. Cool. Wing tips, we'll keep these right over here because we're going to roast those, but then we're going to fry these babies up. And then we come back to our big old chicken. These are the biggest chickens ever, right? These things are huge. So here comes my favorite part, when you pop it up and dislocate those hips. So what you can do is stick your fingers right back here where this poor chicken's, his little butt cheeks would be, and then just kind of lift upwards, and you'll feel them pop out as you do that. And this does a couple of things for you. It's going to let this lay flat so you have a more stable surface to work with. So try,
one of your hips is
try
still
that
located.
This part, it's like I get screwed up on the simple.
It's okay. You got it.
Chef, come on over here. And
how are we doing over here? All right. So what we want to do right now is we're going to separate this little drumette and then the wingtip right down there too. So make a little incision, and then you can snap it with your hands to find out where those two join together, and that's where you want to run your knife. Careful.
Yeah. Show him how.
So flip it over. So we're going to make a slice right there and get through that skin. And you can see where those two, like where that just kind of connects right there? Sure. Just like a joint. So we're going to use our knife and run it right in between there. And there's your drumette. Then we can do the same to the other. Keep all of our little chicken parts organized there.
And really, something like this repetition, that's your friend, isn't it, Chef?
Yeah, absolutely. It worked out just fine, though. That's cool. These are the tiny parts. So now we're going to get into the bigger parts, which should be a lot easier to break apart. So once you lift upwards, right?
Yeah.
And feel it snap out, looks like they're good and dislocated. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, you see how this kind of comes into a Y right here? What we're going to do is we're going to run our knife alongside that rib cage, and we're going to separate that big lobe of meat right there. But we're also going to be very mindful of these collarbones or these wishbones, because those things, they tend to get slammed around a lot from when we get them in cases, right? And I don't know, they're just not really put in there with a lot of care. So thank you, sir. So we're going to check this out. Now, coming straight down, you're going to see this keel bone inside of here. And the reason they call that the keel bone is because, like, think of the keel of a ship, right? Just upside down. And you can feel around in there for that little wishbone and use your thumb. And what we're going to do is make strokes using slices, downward slices, with your very sharp knife there. And you should see that meat just peel straight away.
You getting that in, Jessica? Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Yeah, good job. And so what we can do now is we'll flip it around and do the exact same thing just on the other side. Our students have learned that both Chef Marcus and myself are left-handed. So when we teach, it's kind of upside down and from a funny angle anyway.
Nobody's perfect. And again, just like the fish, you want to obviously have as much of the protein
as
possible, but not all is lost, because I like to make a stock. I'm sure you do too, Chef.
Yes, absolutely. I don't remember the last time I bought anything other than whole chicken, right? Just because it comes with so much cool stuff, right? We can use it for tons of different things. Cool.
And it's less expensive.
That's right.
That's why I do it. But
save a buck and gain more, right?
Yeah.
Put a little work in there.
I bake the whole chicken and then break it down. So there's a few ways to do this.
Absolutely. And then even if you roast a chicken that's whole, you can still utilize those bones for stock later. Just depends on what you want to do with it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take these thighs and these drums, and we're going to separate those from the carcass. I like to take my knife and roll it up, and then you can see if you make an incision along the spine down there, this should pop right out of that little cavity where it hangs onto inside the spine. And that's going to be our guide that tells us where we should put our knife and we could make our cuts. Just kind of roll that up in there. Don't forget the oyster.
So, Chef Blake, you've been doing Culinary Quick Start for quite some time, but Chef Instructor.
Yes, sir.
What are some of the things that stands out in your mind that you're looking forward to sharing with other folks? Is that next week, it's next Monday, where we'll begin. Kind of just give an overview.
Oh, man. I love how this course builds on itself. It starts out very heavy inside of the knife skills, but then we kind of ramp it up and we start using a little bit more technical recipes and things that build on each other every single class. So the students will kind of get to see the things that we teach them in motion, and they'll understand why we use say, a roasted chicken bones for a stock that'll turn into a soup, and just kind of things of that nature.
You're old enough for this reference. It's like the Karate Kid thing. Mr.
Yeah.
Miyagi, you don't know why you're in the backyard washing
Exactly
cars,
right.
but all of a sudden it all makes sense and it comes together when you're in the kitchen.
Wax on, right?
Wax on, wax off. Okay, this is what I want to do. I want to bring Quincey into this conversation. Quincey and Dave, could you come back up here and we'll hand you a microphone. It's all about relationship bases. And Quincey from Outfront Magazine, welcome to the Modern Eater Show. It's so good to have you here. When you talk, bring that up so we can hear you nice and clear.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
We're happy to have you, too, as we're sitting here in the kitchen. And this is a great thing, and we're all very excited for 2021. But please, for those folks that don't know, could you spend a minute to talk about Outfront Magazine?
Yeah. Outfront is Colorado's LGBTQ publication. We've been around for 45 years this year, which is exciting.
45 years?
45 years.
Fantastic.
Oh, my gosh. And what a year 2020 has been. Towards the end of it, we actually made some big choices. We're doing a little bit of a rebranding. We're still up front, obviously, but we got that kind of reconfigured, and we have two wonderful individuals who are our co-publishers now. They were previously our editor and our director of ops. Now now they're both co-publishers. But yeah, we've been around for, like I said, 45 years. We have been connecting businesses and organizations to the LGBTQ community since 1976.
I love it. You know what really strikes me with it in the similar, and follow me here, what's similar to that organization and the Modern Eater is what we like to do is cultivate the community, but keep people connected. And connecting the community with having a place to sound off, to talk, to collaborate, those types of things you've done so well for so many years.
We've really tried to do our best. Yeah. And one thing we actually had to do even during 2020 is we made up a small group on Facebook. It is called The Outsiders. And it's just a networking place, so like people who are looking for work or people who are wanting to offer positions. Like it's a great way to kind of network with individuals during a very stressful time. And like you guys, I made a QR code to help direct people to the site to sign up for classes.
Cool.
Because I think this is really great. The LGBTQ community has made real strides in getting recognized in the culinary industry. And what Emily Griffith, Culinary Quick Start, is doing is that very thing. Is they're reaching out to the community. They're trying to help the community, support the community, and I think that's awesome.
And as new ideas, and people are really examining their lives right now, like, hey, do I like what I'm even doing, or do I want to step into another area? One thing that we do know that's in common, people love to cook.
Oh, my gosh.
And to make a career of it's not such a bad idea.
Not at all.
So to be able to offer that and to show, and we can't thank you enough, to come in and connect communities together. I think it'll be a pretty powerful thing.
I think it'll be great. And I've even reached out on like my own personal Facebook. I want people to know about this because I think this is really great. It's a great way to get involved into an industry that you might not have thought you could, and the classes are there. You just have to sign up.
And as we see more diversity in a kitchen,
right?
It's kind of a cool, but awareness that
Very
you
much.
have all types of people coming into your kitchen.
So much.
And you need to be able to be ready to communicate and to have things in common. Your community right now, as we join forces, what are the things that you see within the culinary community that would be, aside of just food and beverage brings people together to talk and to eat, but is there a need at this point in time?
I think there's definitely a need. One thing I kept seeing was how many people were still looking for work, and how a lot of the LGBTQ community on like our outsider group were saying, "Hey, my restaurant got closed down," or "Hey, my hours were cut." And I kept trying to post positions. If I knew someone was hiring, I tried posting because I felt bad that not everyone was able to work from home. And this class kind of helps change that, and I think that's wonderful because all I ever see also my friends, like they're always cooking. The one thing that 2020 helped provide was the need to show off your cooking talents. You know, like I kept seeing my friends that were posting, "Oh, look at this meal, look at this meal," and I'm like, okay, do something with that.
I could agree more. And there's a lot of talented people out there. There truly are. And if we can offer them a spot to feel safe, a sanctuary of
Definitely.
sorts. Safety in the kitchen is a big thing because let's face it, a lot of things get said in the kitchen. But awareness and safety and being cognizant of others, right?
You know,
Absolutely.
the more accepting people can be and just diversity in and around the kitchen makes the restaurant experience just that much better. We currently have long-lasting relationships with like Hapa Sushi, Monomaki. We've worked with Steuben's, Aces. We love finding people who are proud to be represented in the LGBTQ community. And when we find out you have our back, we're so proud to have yours.
Some of the best people in the world, truly. Joining these forces, being aware, and it's not putting ourselves on an island where it's like, okay, just culinary people. It's like everybody. Let's go into the Hispanic community, the Black community, bringing everybody together because you know what? When you're sitting at the dinner table, that's what your family looks like.
Food brings people together in ways that words sometimes cannot.
Yeah, and it kind of it lends a bridge.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It brings conversation. And we're looking forward to opening up that dialogue,
Very
being
much
more
so.
sensitive to others' needs, and making a kitchen the way that it should be, all-inclusive.
Definitely.
I love that. So as we move forward into 2021, we have these new relationships. You'll be in the kitchen more. Where do you like to go eat?
Oh gosh, I'm such a dork. I love like little diners. I think Sam's
number 3.
Sam's number 3 is one of my favorite places.
Which one? Downtown Glendale, Aurora?
Ooh, downtown.
Downtown.
I love the selection of food, and I love the diner feel, and even Steuben's. I love going to Steuben's. I always pick I pick the same thing every time because they do it so well. So when you have that restaurant or like that type of restaurant, it just makes it even that much better. And if the service is great, awesome.
And then just adjacent to that at Ace Eat and Serve, Chef Danny there, he's within the community as well. And those are the types of people in the community that when you feel safe to talk about who you are, what you represent, that we need more of that. And if we can cultivate that, I think that's a win all the way around.
Very much so.
Man, good to meet you, Quincy.
Very nice to meet you.
That's Quincy right there. So Quincy and Quincey Roisum, you guys welcome. I know that we're on your Facebook page as well, and thank you.
Yep.
So the Modern Eater Show, really, reach out to us if you have any interest at all. Talk about how you can get in contact through you for interest in being in this Culinary Quick Start program.
Well, out front, we have the live stream cross over to our Facebook as well. And so it's on our Facebook. I have a link on my Facebook that will take you there. If you reach out to Out Front, if you're interested in possibly getting connected with Emily Griffith or the Modern Eater, Eater, then like you can either get connected through Out Front on our Facebook, or even you can give me a shout out if you prefer. We have an issue coming out. It's the first issue of our main issue in January. And I put a QR code on that ad, and that'll take you directly to the classes. And I suggest highly, you really need to take part in this wonderful experience that can help boost your career in a place you might not have thought.
Absolutely. It's a safe place to be. Have you met Jessica, formerly Rebecca, right here?
I have not had the honor.
You haven't. Bringing people together. But I have to ask you, Jessica, it makes you feel good to know that these communities are connecting together right now? Yeah. I love it. No, we're cool. We're cool. All right, we're going to break away. My friend and yours, Chris Starkus, is going to be coming up next from Boss Defrost. We're going to show you this cool piece of kitchen equipment. But before we break away, got to send it back to Chef Blake. Where are we at with this?
We're doing good. Now we can start dicing up our little our breast meat and our thigh meat, and we can set that apart. We're going to line up all of our carcasses and our bones that these guys fabulously took apart. We're going to save those for some stock. We're going to finish up our veg prep, and then we can start making some plates.
We've got new friends over here. All right, Quincy, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. So from Studio Kitchen, Colorado, we'll be back. Chef Chris Starkus, he's next right here. The Modern Eater Show continues.
Hey, you guys, Jay here with the Modern Eater Show. Thanks for watching. Don't forget about our YouTube and Instagram channels. A lot of killer content over there. Throw us a subscribe on YouTube. Throw us a follow on Instagram. And thank you for supporting TME. We couldn't do this without our amazing sponsors, so let's check them out right now.
Very proud to be part of the Modern Eater, and chefs, restaurant owners, any food service operators. You know, I know right now that delivery and carry out is bigger than ever, and we got you covered. Cambro has a full line of delivery and carry out items. More economical options are expanded polypropylene or EPP, nice insulated container. The ProCard Ultra is really versatile. It's a great unit because you could actually store cold products down here, hot products up here. It's all 120. There's no refrigeration worries. It's all thermodynamics. Just let us know what your food service challenges are, what it is we can do to help you out, and there isn't anything that we can't do for you. So hope to see you over here at our facility in Park Hill soon, and stay safe out there.
You know, everybody, with several $1 million of hard assets here, insurance is very, very important to us. Ewing Levitt covers it all. Machinery, building, workman's comp. Ewing Levitt's got us covered from the floor to the ceiling, from our alley even to the street. This divider, this press, my cooling conveyor, my oven. Ow, ow. Ewing Levitt covers our counter stacker and our employees too. If you need insurance, take it from Little Rich at Rockalitas. Call Ewing Levitt, they'll get you covered.
I go home, I strip down to my skivvies. All right, here we go. I got it. Hey, everybody, Steve Gould from Golden Moon Distillery and Golden Moon Speakeasy. When I get my cocktails to go from Golden Moon Speakeasy, I go home, I kick back, and I watch The Modern Eater. Skivvies. Hey, I'm a Marine. It's skivvies, man.
Welcome back to Studio Kitchen, Colorado. This is going to be a great partnership. Outfront Magazine, you've seen this. This is a staple of Denver. You guys, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us back here at Studio Kitchen, Colorado as we get going into a new year. It is a Monday. This is the first show of the year. We're excited, and we're really ready to go. And I miss you so much. It's like, it's been a while. Hold that up so we can hear you loud.
I said I miss you guys too. Thanks for having me back.
I don't recognize him. You probably don't either because he had a huge beard the last time.
Yeah, the mask has definitely inhibited the huge beard. So
you look great,
trimmed up
man.
For 21. Thank you.
Good for you.
Thank
Family's
you.
well?
We're great. Thank you.
This is Chef Chris Starkus here with us with Boss Defrost. I need you, young man, over here. Sure. Chef Blake Stine. Okay, relationships are everything, and as we tell you, going into the new year, these relationships are cool. Showing people cool products, cool new relationships. Talk about what we're seeing right here with the relationship, and we will dig into this, Chris, because this is cool.
This Boss Defrost has been like a fantastic tool, and we're so grateful to have met you guys about a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when we partnered up with CQS and Boss Defrost. Chris came in and did a fantastic demonstration about water conservation and what it means to like take part in and changing the way that we utilize all of our waste, how to eliminate that as best as possible.
It's going to blow your mind, saving the world 1 gallon at a time. 1 ounce of water at a time.
Yep.
But truly, how does this add up? Talk about Boss Defrost.
So definitely Boss Defrost is an NSF certified USDA appliance that basically mimics the USDA's water running method, and that's water running method. And that's one. I'm happy that we're here with Blake and Marcus because yes, it's true. They were one of the first ones to partner up with us because we're talking about New Year's and basically pivoting habits and things like that and changing them. And so by putting Boss Defrost in kitchens and really focusing on water conservation, we're pivoting an industry standard that as chefs we are trained to do. There's only a couple ways to thaw food, and it's thaw in your walk-in, or slacking it out, which takes days at a time, or you're doing the running water method, which is exactly what a lot of people use. And you can use Boss Defrost and use less, 98.5% less water. And so it does that by basically recirculating the water at about 1,000 liters an hour. We have a temperature gauge up here because you want to maintain your water to be below 70 degrees to keep it out of the temperature danger zone. And like we show here, it's basically in a sealed bag, which a lot of the stuff that we get in the restaurants is obviously sealed. And if not, we have Cryovacs, or you can use a Ziploc bag. And so we'll use only about, about 2-3 gallons of water for about 3 to 4 pounds of chicken thighs, and we'll that's about it. It'll take about an hour to thaw.
It's amazing. One of these things where you go, how did I not think of that? And it's just such a no-brainer. But look, freed up a sink.
100%, yes. Portable. You don't have to use your sink. And you know what? It's the same thing you were talking about last week. Jared Polis, he actually just raised the phase from 2 to 3 from the climate mitigation here in Colorado about the drought in this year. So not only can the restaurant industry and groceries and hospitals and things like that do their part, not only here in Colorado, but we're in 26 states now. So we're really starting to spread out. And, the reality is Boss Defrost is $300 for a reason. We want more people to use it. It's not about selling one to $1,000 and one person using it. That's great. It's about the water conservation mission, not only here in Colorado, but, everywhere in the United States for sure.
But right now, slim margins. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Yep.
And this thing pays for itself literally. We talk about Jeff Rourke. If you're pouring foam out, your foam is money. Water is money as well.
Money.
You've done the math. Tell people what kind of money you can save by utilizing a Boss Defrost.
Basically, you can save a lot of money in the respect that we had a third party called Fishnick that does all the energy savings for like dishwashers, things like that. And they determined if you thaw for 5 hours a day, you will pay off Boss Defrost in 30 days. And that was based on the cost of water in California. And so your ROI is 30 days. And, it's one of those things that a lot of chefs don't want to talk about thawing food because there's a customer perception that your food is not fresh then, or maybe you're using something that's straight from the freezer only. And the reality is, just like they're doing with today, they're breaking down whole chickens. And then they're going to freeze some of the parts if they don't need the breasts or whatnot at that point in time. And that's starting out as a great product. And then you thaw it. And especially the volatility that's going on in the markets right now, you have up and down customers like you were just talking about with Chris earlier. 25%, now we're closed, now we're 50%. You're going to take all that product and put it in the freezer because you're not going to lose it. You're going to do your best to anticipate what your needs are, and Boss Defrost can go along with you and do that.
But thawing should be consistent as well, right? I mean, there are very safe ways to be able to thaw, and this is probably one of the safest ways that I can tell you.
Correct. Absolutely.
The inconsistency of a sink, and then you need to utilize that water, and then the slow drip, and what's been in that sink before. This is self-contained. Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus right here.
Yeah, I mean, you can use it in a 22 core, a 600 hotel pan. You can use it in your sink, but a lot of restaurants and places or kitchens are smaller, and they don't have the ability to keep thawing food for 8-9 hours in their sink. And so this gives you the ability to not only save water, save space, save time, save money.
Does it accelerate the process?
It accelerates the process by about 15%.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is. And so it's because that agitation of the pump that's 1,000 liters an hour is basically what gives that to you. And starting out, we recommend starting out with a 70, 65 degree water. You want to keep it below 70. So as soon as you put that ice cube in there, you start out with 70, you'll lower it, right? And so just like you said, it's Colorado. That cold water, when you turn it on, you walk away, it's probably 40 degrees. That's not doing you any favors. You're literally paying for money to go down the drain. And so you're better off starting and having a control of, here's my temp. You grab your temp gauge, temperature of the water, you put it in there, you set it, and you forget it. And that's the good part about it, is you're not worried about water running. You get put on the line, you have a cook call in, something like that happens. It's okay. It'll be all right. The temperature will be regulated. You'll be totally fine, and you'll be able to work efficiently.
I love it. I'm going to lob one up for you. Who's your customer, Chris?
Who's our customer is restaurants, hospitals, service cares, and, of course, grocery stores. We're lucky to have a lot of those partners coming up, just like, it's really about changing the next generation, too, and teaching in this new method of sustainability into our next generation of culinarians is really the way that we can change the industry and change our water table for generations to come. You asked about my family. I got 2 young kids. I want water for them years and years down the road as well.
Imagine that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, conservation of water. And listen, drought is real. Colorado
Yes.
drought is very real.
Yes.
As much as we love our delicious Rocky Mountain water, we have to conserve it and do our part. This is the future. This is moving forward in the kitchen. This needs to be in every kitchen. And I'll stop. I'll go a step further.
Sure.
I believe the home chef should have one of these.
Absolutely.
There's no reason why this shouldn't be in your kitchen.
Absolutely. There's a couple home chefs that we've sold to here in Denver. You know, we recommend it for hunters. You know, hunters honestly have a lot of proteins, whether it's fish, deer, you know, elk. That's a lot of meat. And I know that and I don't know if you hunt, but once you pay for tags and stuff like that, the ROI on that meat is really high, right? And so we've done our part too to help and basically really start looking at the water districts. And so we actually, in November, we worked with Fort Collins, and the city of Fort Collins has put out a 100% rebate for anybody in Fort Collins when it comes to commercial businesses, $10 for every 1,000 gallons saved, and they'll pay for your whole unit. So if you're a restaurant in Fort Collins, you know, it's through the Fort Collins Water. You can look at our website, bossdefrost.com, and you'll find some information there. You can reach out to me as well. And we just want people to take advantage of it, you know. And so, like you said, we're in a drought. We're working with other water districts in the water-stricken areas, you know, Las Vegas and Utah, to provide those rebates, because really that's what it's about. It's about saving the water and conserving it and making sure that we have it for generations to come.
Small upfront investment, but great people like you behind this product. And I can tell you what, these should be in every single kitchen, far and wide, internationally, just all over the world.
Yes.
And I believe it will be. Education. That's what we need to do, is just the education of this. Speaking of education, a good collaborative effort that we're putting together here.
Yeah.
I know you're an educator as well.
Yes.
But all, the high tides raise all ships. We just want people into this industry, into culinary.
Yes.
You've been doing it for a while, but just talk about that educational piece, if you would.
The one I'm working on right now?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm working at Warren Tech as the culinary instructor, and we're basically instructing juniors and seniors in high school, not only for the industry, but as a life skill. Just like Blake was talking about earlier, when you're able to purchase a whole chicken, know how to break it down and make, 10, 11 different things out of it, not only is that good for you personally as far as your nutrition, you can buy a better product, but also understanding that you're cooking for yourself and others, and that you know how to cook in your house. And it's important because that's financial security as well. And so I think it's a big passion of mine, not only to have people understand where their food comes from, but also to know that they can create great pieces. I think just like you said at the beginning, whether it takes 10 minutes, 3 hours, 5 hours overnight, if you know how to cook, that's a huge life skill that will bring so much community around you. You know, we talk about barbecues and hanging out around food. So much of cultural happenings happens around food, which is why I know we're talking about wanting to open restaurants back up and have that piece back up. There's so many gatherings, and so we're doing that through, of course, Emily Griffith and of course, Warren Tech Central out there in Jeffco.
Absolutely. As long as we can get you back into the kitchen, that's really all that matters, and we want you to have that passion, because this isn't a transient job. This is a career.
Yep.
And the culinary arts is really just that. It's an art form, and we welcome you to join us in our journey with Emily Griffith and Culinary Quick Start. Yours as well. We love to follow what you do, but
Sure.
again, I'm sure Jay has it at the bottom of the screen, and it probably says bossdefrost.com.
Yes.
But please tell people how they can find this great product.
Absolutely. So bossdefrost.com, you're going to see it there. You can order directly from our website. Of course, we're on Instagram and Twitter at Boss Defrost. That's BOSSDEFROST. And reach out to us, too. We're always looking for great partners and other people to work with. The more the merrier. It's never been a truer statement.
All right, do the play-by-play. What do you see right here going on in the kitchen, Chef?
Squeeze on? No. Looks like little chopped ginger and chopped garlic, peppers.
right.
You're making stir fry, huh?
That's right. We're going to stir fry today.
Okay.
Hope you guys are hungry.
I am definitely hungry, Chef.
Oh, look at this. All this great, delicious food.
What do
Chef Blake, what do you think, my friend? Are you excited?
I'm pumped.
All right, we're going to get going. The next course starts this Monday. It's January 11th. And we want you to join us, too. Go to themoderneater.com. Right at the top of the page in our navigation bar, we want it very simple for you. As we develop this relationship with Emily Griffith Culinary Quick Start, all the videos, like today's show, if you missed today's show, you'll be able to see it in the drop-down. Our interviews with these guys, Chef Blake and Chef Marcus, will be joining us every week. during the Modern Eater show to show you their talents and to give you a little teaser of what you can expect if you join us for this great program that'll be right here, streamed privately to you if you sign up Monday through Thursday. So we look forward to you joining us. These are 15 classes, and then you're ready to go. The Surf Safe program, you need that to get in the kitchen?
Surf Safe certification, food handlers. One thing that people don't understand is that Colorado doesn't actually make you have a food handler card. So you're already a step above when you come out of culinary school with your food handler certification. Chefs like myself and Blake and Marcus want to understand that you know how to handle food properly. I mean, we're in the age of this pandemic right now. Washing hands is paramount. You know, there's certain things that you want to make sure that you do when you come out of school and you're ready to go. And if on a base level you know that, I would guess that, and I know this for myself, and I know my chef colleagues here, 9 out of 10 chefs would love to train you the rest of the way. If you have grit, you have the positive attitude, and you show up every single day, you will get to the top, guaranteed.
Dave Box, let's put a ribbon on today's show. Chris Starkus.
Thank you.
There's the
Thanks
reason why I'm in love with you, man.
me.
You're a classy guy. You're a family man. You're a guy that really cares about our communities, and not only that, you're showing it with the products that you represent and that you make.
Thank you for having me.
You climbed the mountaintop, my friend. Okay, from Studio Kitchen, Colorado, let me grab this from you. We'll send it on over to you, Dave. Let's just wrap this thing up. We're getting ready to get into, and I know you get emotional when we talk about this.
Yeah,
and really getting people to work in culinary means a lot to you.
It means everything. If you're out there, you want to work and practice your passion of cooking and make money at it, call us. Call Greg. Get in here. Get in touch with yourself and make it happen for yourself. No one's going to do it for you. We're going to help you through it. We're going to guide you through it. You're going to be doing this kind of stuff for 15 days.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. And it doesn't cost you a penny.
Not 1 cent. Join our community. We need to give thanks to you because you're the guy who goes out there to find the money so that you're able to bring it. And I know you don't want to take a bow or anything else, but Dave, you need to be thanked because you've been keeping this together for many, many years, and we're going to make this program some of the best around. Education in 2021. Education.
It's just one of many people that do that. Emily Griffith is the key. They are a school that's phenomenal. They believe in diversity. They believe in helping somebody that needs a little help. We want to help you too, and we're there for you. Come on in.
Dave Box.
Come on
Box and Associates Marketing, and have to just go down the line and thank from Out Front Magazine, Quincey Roisum, for joining us here, the Senior Marketing Executive. The community, man, I'm telling you, LGBTQ, I get that right 9 out of 10 times, but just like your name, Rebecca, Jessica, I know, I'm formerly Rebecca. And appreciate you being here as well. Students, that means the world. We've got Chef Marcus, Chef Blake, Chef Chris Starkus, have to thank you as well. And I know your name too. Aaron Grubb's here with us as well. Jay Parker and Chris Fuselier from Blake Street Tavern showing up today. We had a big show. If you missed any of it, you can come back and watch it on the Modern Eater Facebook page. But check out themoderneater.com. Hope you have some interest in this program. It's going to be a great time, and more than that, connecting the community and educating you and making you better in 2021 means the world to us.
It does.
So for the cast and crew here at the Modern Eater, we're going to sign off now. We'll see you back here on Wednesday, and just look forward to it. I've got that excitement. Get back. Support restaurants. Safer at restaurants, 25% capacity. You can dine in, be respectful, wear your mask, and stay safe. We'll catch you next time on the Modern Eater Show.